day. I went and worked out 5 hours a day, and I was working on construction with 24 hours a day. Organize your day, work hard. I'm here to talk about success. I went to college. I went and worked out 5 hours a day, and I was working on construction because in those days in bodybuilding there was no money. I didn't have the money for food supplements or anything, so I had to go to work. So I worked on construction. I went to college. I worked out in the gym, and at night from 8 o'clock at night to 12 midnight, I went to acting class 4 times a week. So I did all of that. There was not one single minute that I wasted. And this is why I'm standing here today. At the age of 20, I went to London and I won the Mr. Universe contest as the youngest Mr. Universe ever. And it was because I had a goal. You see, if you don't have a vision of where you go, and if you don't have a goal where you go, you drift around and you never end up anywhere. 74% hate their job in America. The majority of people don't like what they're doing because they're really not doing it because they didn't have a goal and they followed this goal. They just aimlessly drift around, and then all of a sudden there's a job opening, so they get their job because you have to work. But then when you work, it's a chore. It's work. It's not fun. So if you think about, only a quarter of the people really enjoy what they're doing in life. So people always ask me, when they saw me in the gym in the pumping iron days, they said, why is it that you're working out so hard? 5 hours a day, 6 hours a day, and you have always a smile on your face. The others are working out just as hard as you do, and they look sour in the face. Why is that? And I told people all the time, I said, because to me, I'm shooting for a goal. In front of me is the Mr. Universe title. So every rep that I do gets me closer to accomplishing that goal, to make this goal, this vision turn into reality. Every single set that I do, every repetition, every weight that I lift will get me a step closer to turn this goal into reality. So I couldn't wait to do another 500-pound squat. I couldn't wait to do another 500-pound bench press. I couldn't wait to do another 2,000 reps of sit-ups. I couldn't wait for the next exercise. So let me tell you something, visualizing your goal and going after it makes it fun. You got to have a purpose no matter what you do in life. You got to have a purpose. Muhammad Ali worked his butt off, and I saw it firsthand. And I remember that there was a sports writer that was there in the gym when he was working out and he was doing sit-ups. And they asked him, how many sit-ups do you do? And he said, I don't start counting until it hurts. Now think about that. He doesn't start counting his sit-ups until he feels pain. That's when he starts counting. That is working hard. And so you can't get around the hard work. It doesn't matter who it is. Work your ass off. There is no magic pill. There is no magic out there. You cannot get around. You have to work and work and work. Make sure of this, make sure of that, and all this stuff. So it's work. And it drives me crazy when people say that they don't have enough time to go to the gym for 45 minutes a day and work out. Or to do something for 45 minutes to an hour a day to improve. If it is physically improve, or if it is mentally to improve. Imagine you read 1 hour a day about history. How much you will learn after 365 hours in 1 year. Think about if you study about the history of musicians, of composers, how much you would know. Imagine if you would work on the business, on some business that you want to develop every day for an hour. Imagine how further along you will go and get. So it drives me nuts because when people say we don't have the time, we have 24 hours a day. We sleep 6 hours a day, so that gives you still 18 hours. So there's someone shaking their head out here in front to say probably, I don't sleep 6 hours, I sleep 8 hours, right? Or just sleep faster. So we have 18 hours a day. The average person works around 8 to 10 hours. So let's assume it's 10 hours, so we have 8 hours left. Then you travel around an hour a day, maybe 2 hours a day. So now you have still 6 hours left. So what do you do with the 6 hours? What do you do with the 6 hours? Maybe eat a little bit, maybe schmooze a little bit, talk a little bit to people and all that stuff. But you can see how much time there is available if you organize your day. So you got to work hard. I hate plan B. And I tell you why. Because we have so many doubters, as I've said earlier, the no-sayers. We have so many of those people that say no and you can't do it, it's impossible. That is okay because we just turn off, as I said earlier, and we listen and we hear the no being a yes. You can't do it, you can't do it, and all of that. So that is possible to do that amongst all the negative people around you. But when you start doubting yourself, that's very dangerous. Because now what you're basically saying is that if my plan doesn't work, I have a fallback plan, I have a plan B. And that means that you start thinking about plan B, and every thought that you put into plan B, you're taking away now that thought and that energy from plan A. And it's very important to understand that we function better if there is no safety net, because plan B becomes a safety net. It says that if I fail, then I fall and I get picked up and I have something else there that will protect me. And that's not good, because people perform better when there's no safety net. People perform better in sports and everything else if you don't have a plan B. I'm telling you, I've never ever had a plan B. I said I made a full commitment that I'm gonna go be a bodybuilding champion. I made a full commitment that I'm gonna be in America. I made a full commitment that I'm gonna get in the show business and I'm going to be a leading man. No matter what it takes, I will do the work. I will do the work over and over and over until I get it. And the same was in politics and everything like that. So to me, it is very dangerous to have a plan B, because you're cutting yourself off from the chance of really succeeding. And the reason, one of the main reasons why people want to have a plan B is because they are worried about failing. What is if I fail, then I don't have anything else? Well, let me tell you something, don't be afraid of failing, because there's nothing wrong with failing. You have to fail in order to climb that ladder. There's no one that doesn't fail. Michael Jordan said in one of his interviews, when they said, "You're unbelievable, you're the greatest basketball player of all times." I mean, tell me about that. And he says, well, you're just mentioning the successes. But he says, for me to become the greatest basketball player, I missed 9,000 shots when I was playing basketball at the NBA games. So during these games that he was so successful, he missed 9,000 shots. Does it make him a failure? No. He's one of the greatest basketball players of all times, but he failed 9,000 times. Do you get it? We all fail. It's okay. what is not okay is that when you fail, you stay down. Whoever stays down is a loser. And winners who fail and get up, fail and get up, fail and get up. You always get up. That is a winner. That is a winner. I failed in bodybuilding. I lost bodybuilding competitions. I lost powerlifting competitions. I lost weightlifting competitions. I had movies that went in the toilet and that were terrible. We got the worst reviews. And in politics, I remember I had many of the initiatives on the ballot, and we lost. My approval rating in California went down to 28%. And then it went back up again, and they won again the governorship. Hey, we all lose. We all have losses. This is okay. And this is why I say don't be worried about losing, because when you're afraid of losing, then you get frozen. You get stiff. You're not relaxed. You got to be, in order to perform well in anything, if it's in boxing or if it is on your job or with your thinking, is only happening when you relax. So relax. It's okay to fail. Let's just go all out and give it everything that you got. That's what it is all about. So don't be afraid to fail.
All right, family, grand rising. Happy Monday. I am so blessed, so grateful to be on this call with each and every single one of you guys. Hope everybody's having a blessed day. Back at home at the OG location for a few days. Let me just set this up right here. Hope everybody's feeling good this morning. I know I am. I'm feeling amazing this morning. I hope all of you guys are also feeling really good. Big happy smiles. Yes. Let me just clean this up real quick. I think it's a little blurry. Make sure we got it all Gucci. There we go. That looks better. Awesome. So what's up, fam? Hope all of you had a phenomenal weekend filled with a lot of love, a lot of just breakthroughs, quantum leaps, expectations. I'm just really looking forward to today's call because, we have such a great week ahead of us, and everything that's about to happen this week is about to be phenomenal. We have Yankees game was awesome. Yankees game was great. Yankees game was amazing. But if you guys had a great weekend thus far, type a 3 in the chat box if you had a great weekend. If you had a weekend filled with love, filled with breakthroughs, filled with just an incredible amount of just love, to be honest, right? Just breakthroughs after breakthroughs, expectations have been met. Quantum leaps are happening. You're having your breakthroughs each and every single week, and that's what it's all about. So I'm extremely excited about that. I had a great weekend as well myself. So I'm just really looking forward to another great week filled with another week of just incredible amount of just breakthroughs, because that's what we all are just having back to back. So it was spiritually amazing. That's awesome. So abundance, love, nothing but positivity is happening for us. Some amazing things that are happening this week, guys, and I want to make sure that you guys understand this is starting today, July 18th, for the next 5 days, myself and my mentor, right, Matt Rosa, we are going to be running a 5-day boot camp. It's called Taking Our Talents to Europe. It's going to be at 4 p.m. every day, Monday through Friday, guys. Now, we're going to have all the top leaders in the Europe area come on here and share with us some valuable information on how it is that they've been able to build and create the momentum that they have out we have people out in UK, France, Spain, Portugal, Germany. We have leaders from all walks of the Europe area coming on at 4 p.m. starting today. Yes, 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Pacific, and then it'll be 10 p.m. out in it'll be 10 p.m. out there in Europe. Okay. So that's going to be every day at 4 p.m. I'm going to be dropping the links in my chat. So make sure that you guys lock into that. Make sure that you also share that with your teams and your organizations and your people, because a lot of us don't get a chance to learn from people out in Europe all the time, right? And right now, I'll be completely honest with you guys, Europe has been completely in full momentum. Okay, they are the only individuals right now popping chairmen, 6-figure earners, 7-figure earners. Like right now, they are in full momentum. And when people are like that, you want to get close to their fire. You want to get close to what they're doing. And that's what's going to be happening today at 4 p.m., right? So if you're going to be on that call at 4, put a 4 in the chat box, because, man, I am in student mode all week. I've been looking forward to it. Today we have one of our top female leaders from the United Kingdom. Her name is Nikki. She's going to be going over planting your flag, planting that flag. And I'm very, very excited about that, man. So put some 4s in the chat box if you're going to be on that call, sharing it, because I know a lot of us need to hear this. Yes, and it is free. Yep, it is absolutely free. Just make sure you're there. Share it with your squad. Let everybody know what is going to be going on. All right. And then before we get the call started here, as you guys know, we love to express some gratitude in the chat boxes. I always tell you guys that gratitude is the source where all good things come from. So we must express gratitude in order for us to open up the floor on this call. So what is one thing that you guys are grateful for this morning? No, the call will be on it will be on Zoom. Yes, it will be on Zoom. And I will be dropping all the info for the call. And it's already in my chat, actually. It's in my Nanos Keys to Success chat. It's already in there, so you'll see it in there. But with that being said, guys, one thing that you're grateful for: I'm grateful for God. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my family, my mom, my dad, my little brother, my goddaughter, Dariana. I'm extremely grateful for my team, the leaders within my organization. I'm extremely grateful for my mentors, Matt Rosa, Jason Brown, Alex Morton, Darwin Lopez, Matt Gribby. Right, extremely grateful for those individuals. I'm grateful for the roof over my head. I'm extremely grateful for Katie and everything that she does for me on a day-to-day basis, with holding me accountable and just being there for me. I'm grateful for the coffee I had this morning. Just the whole mornings with Nano family in general. The Europe leaders that decided to pour into us this week. I'm grateful for those individuals. I'm grateful for the company that has given me a vehicle for me to grow and for me to expand in different areas and add extra streams of income to my life. And just extremely grateful for everything that life and God and just the universe has provided me with up until this day. All right. So today we have a dope topic. It's a topic that I actually haven't done in a very long time. And I got to give the credit over to my mentor, Matt Rosa, because he was the one that actually put me on with this training. And it's so funny because he's actually on the call. But I actually got this training from him. And the training is called I Encourage You. Okay. I Encourage You is the name of today's training. Okay. And I wanted to do this training on this specific topic because, usually when I sit down, a few minutes before Mornings with Nano, I sit down and I think about, okay, what do I want to talk to the family about? What do I want to put? What do I want to pour into the family today? And I said, you know what? Let me encourage the family to do certain things different this time around, right? Especially with the summer that we're in, especially with everything that is going on. Okay, I want to make sure that we put you guys in a position to understand information and to use the things that you have, the situations that you have right now, as leverage. Okay, so today's topic is going to be called I Encourage You. Okay, so let's run this up, let's get this started, and let's go. All right, so I encourage you, put that at the top of your paper. Now let's get started with this. So a lot of people, okay, let the struggles and the challenges that we go through on a day-to-day basis, a lot of us allow those things to bring us down. Okay. And within this journey, okay, I want you all to understand that, this journey can bring you a lot of pain, and it can bring you a lot of sorrow and obstacles throughout the journey. And it's not going to be an easy walk in the park. I want you guys to know this and understand that. And some of you that have been in the game now for a year, 2 years, you guys can all now know and say that, yo, it's not going to be an easy walk in the park for us to get to where we want to go to. Okay. So what I want to say is this: don't waste your pain. Okay. Do not waste your pain. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay. What do I mean by that? What individuals tend to do when they're going through tough times is that they waste the pain, not knowing that they can leverage the pain. Listen to that one more time. What individuals tend to do when they're going through tough times is that they waste the pain instead of leveraging the pain. Okay. Now, this is important, and I need you guys to really listen to this, okay? Because a lot of us, I know some of us are going through certain challenges, and maybe some of us are going through certain obstacles in our life, okay? And that's okay because we all go through them, okay? But what are we doing with this pain? What are we doing with these challenges and these obstacles? Are we allowing these challenges and these obstacles and this pain to bring us down? Or are we leveraging the pain? Are we leveraging the challenges? Are we using this as fuel, okay, to help us push forward? Because those are the two types of people. There's going to be the person that allows these challenges and these pains to bring them down and keep you frozen. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger was just saying, he said, if you allow the fear of losing, the fear of failure to hold you down, it freezes you. You just freeze and you become lazy, you become lethargic, and you don't work towards what you want. Or you're going to leverage that pain. You're going to be like, man, I'm going through this, but I'm going to push even harder. I'm struggling right now, but I'm going to wake up earlier. This is challenging me right now, but I'm going to read more. I'm going to listen to more audios. I'm going to ask more questions. And there's a difference. Who do you want to be? Do you want to be person one that allows them to get the best, that allows the challenges to get the best of them? Or do you want to be person two that uses their pain and their challenges as leverage? Who do you want to be? Do you want to be person one or do you want to be person two? Because I want to be person two. Okay. I want to be person two. I don't want to freeze. I don't want to be discouraged. I don't want to be able to be the one that just stays still and not do anything, right? I want to be the individual that says, you know what? Yes, I'm going through this, but I'm going to work. Yes, I'm being challenged right now, but I'm still going to show up every day. Yes, all of this is happening right now, but guess what? I am going to continue to make sure that I serve my purpose exactly how God wants me to serve it. Because me staying frozen isn't going to do anything for me. Me staying in the same place is not helping the person next to me that's looking for me to continue to keep going. Okay, that's not going to help them, because if I stop, they stop. That's why I have so much respect for my mentors, right? One of them being Matt. Why? Because I've seen the things that he's gone through. I've been there with him. I've gone through those things with him. But you know what he never does? He never stops. He never stops serving. He never stops showing up. He never stops jumping on those calls. Regardless of what it is that he goes through, he leverages the pain. And I've seen him do it multiple times again. So I'm only going to do what I see, not what he tells me. Right? He tells me things, yes, but what I see him do is what encourages me more, because I've been there, right? So when you guys ask me like, yo, Nano, how are you able to show up every single day on Mornings with Nano? How are you able to, even though you're going through tough times and people have left the business and this, how are you still able to keep a high vibration and show up every day? It's because I have willpower and all of that great things. Absolutely, yes. But it's also because I've had great mentors and great leaders that have led the way for me and have showed me how to do things the right way. where I've seen my mentors not stop, where I've seen them gone through certain challenges in life and they never allowed them to affect it. They just kept pushing. So I use my mentors as example. I want you guys to use me and your mentors as example as well, because they don't stop. We can't stop. It doesn't matter that it rains. It doesn't matter that it snows. It doesn't matter that it's windy. It doesn't matter. Every single day we got to go out and we got to climb. Okay? Because listen to this. If you learn how to leverage the pain, that could be the thing that takes you to the next level. You remember I told you guys last week that there's a test that some of us need to pass before we can get access granted to the next level, right? Maybe this is one of those tests that some of us on this call need to pass. Maybe this is the test. Something told me run the call on this today, right? Who's filling the call already? And I'm only like 5-10 minutes into the call. Put a 1 in the chat box if this is touching some of you guys and it feels like I'm talking directly towards you, right? Put a 1 if it feels like I'm talking directly towards you right now, because it's only going to get better. Trust me, the training is just getting started. This is just the introduction. Okay, this is just the introduction to the call. Okay, now it's important that you guys understand this, all right? Because one thing I've always understood about just life in general is that the challenges are always going to be there, no matter what. Okay, they're always going to be there every single day, no matter what. Okay, now, like I said, you got to learn how to leverage it. And that's the key. So this is what I say to you. Let this be the last summer that you're not living your life to the fullest. Let this be the last summer that you are stuck at home and not living the life of your dreams. Let this be the last summer that you're not on vacation paying for you and your family to go to a beautiful country and a beautiful island where you paid for everything. Yo, mom, dad, kids, everything on me. Let's go to the Bahamas. Let's go to Mexico. Let's go to Thailand. Everything on me. Let me take my whole family on a vacation. Let this be the last summer that you're not able to do these things. This should be the last summer. The very last summer that you allow yourself to not live to your full potential and do what's required for you and your family. Make that decision today on this call that this is going to be the last summer. The last summer where you struggle. The last summer where you're struggling financially. The last summer where you don't give it your 100%. The last summer where you're not at that rank that you want to be at. This is going to be the last summer that we don't live up to our full potential, guys. Let that be the last one. Because enough is enough. Let's be honest, right? Enough is enough. It's time for us to really take things to another level. This should be the last summer where you have less than $1,000 in your bank account. This should be the last summer where you have fear of failure. This should be the last summer where you are not investing into yourself and not going out there and giving it your 100%. This should be the last of the last. The last. Because this should be the summer where you make the decision to go all in, if you haven't gone all in, so that next summer you can live the life that you've always wanted. So that next summer that bank account could look healthy. So that next summer you are the best version of yourself, right? For my guys, you're the strongest you've ever been. For my ladies, you're in the best shape of your life. You got that summer body. You got that summer body. You got exactly the life and the body and the physical, mental, and everything that you want. You don't want to go another summer where things are not the way that you want them to. I know I don't. Okay, I know I don't. I don't want to go another summer where I'm not the best version of myself. I don't want to go another summer without me being in the best shape of my life. It's time for us to stop playing with our potential. It's time for us to do things that we've never done so that we can get things that we've never had. And it's important that you guys understand this, fam. Okay. And I remember having moments like this. I remember I said that to myself. I think it was like 2019, 2020, summer of 2020. Yo, fam, I said, yo, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Sometimes we need to make these decisions to change our lives, to put ourselves in position. And I know that a lot of people on this call need to have this conversation that I'm having with you right now. Just imagine it just being me and you right now. There's not 500, 600 people on this call right now. It's just me and you. All pain has a purpose. Just remember that. All the pain that we go through, all the struggles that we go through, they all have a purpose, fam. All of them. But we got to learn how to leverage them. Okay? Because there's a difference. And you have to make the choice. Okay? This is the difference. Are you going to go through the pain? Or are you going to grow through the pain? You have to choose. Are you just going to be the one that goes through the pain, or are you going to grow through the pain? We have to grow. We have to grow through that pain, not just go through it. We have to grow through it. We have to grow through it. Okay, because trust me, guys, I know it's hard. It's hard for me. As a matter of fact, it's just as hard for me as it is hard for you. The same challenges you go through, I've gone through, or I'm currently going through. The same struggles, the same mental habits. Guys, I promise you guys that this stuff is easier to preach than it is to do. It's tough. It's difficult. But what I will tell you is this. I choose to grow through my pain every time. And what does growing through your pain mean? That means, guess what? Even if you're going through it, you got to show up every day. You got to do your morning routine every day. You got to do your activities every single day. Every day. Every day. Regardless of what I go through, I still have to show up. It doesn't matter what's going on in my life. Like I told you guys the other day, I got to put that jersey on. And when I put that jersey on, whatever is happening in my life is put to the side. It's time to work. I got to be on this call. I got to jump on this three-way. I got to prospect. I got to do what's required every single day regardless. I got to wake up and do my morning routine. I got to continue to pray. I got to continue to read. I got to continue to journal. I got to continue to write my goals down. I have to continue to do everything regardless of what's going on. Like CJ said in the chat box, the show must go on. The show must go on. It has to go on. It can't stop. And look, as a leader, let me make sure you guys understand this. As a leader, sometimes we don't even get the credit that we deserve. Because understanding that 90% of what we do goes unnoticed, and the 10% that we do get credit for, we usually give it away. You guys got to remember this. Sometimes we don't get the credit that we deserve. I promise you. We don't get the credit that we deserve. Especially us on these calls, us leaders on this call. Because if you think about it, we the leaders, and for real, We the ones that woke up this morning and made sure that we jumped on Mornings with Nano this morning. Trust me, guys, we don't get the credit that we deserve for the things that we really do. If you actually sit down and think about it, think about the stuff that we do. Okay, we don't need the credit for it, because remember, we're doing it. We don't do it to get credit from anybody. God already gave us all the praise and all the credit that we need. We don't need it from anybody. I know sometimes we look for a confirmation from certain people in our lives, and we want other people in our lives to give us credit for the things that we do. But as long as God is giving me the credit and is giving me the praise, I don't need nobody else's confirmation or validation either. Exactly, Tiara. I don't need no validation from anybody. I got my validation from God, so I'm good. I don't care if nobody on my team or none of my mentors or my mom, my dad, none of them. I don't care if nobody gives me credit, as long as God is giving me my validation, and as long as God said, keep going, my son, you're doing the right thing. That's all I need. Okay? But you do have to understand, guys, that as a leader, almost everything that you do, 90% of it is going to go unnoticed. 90% of what we do is going to go unnoticed. And this is something that Matt taught me. And it always stuck with me. And I want you guys to write this down. And I want you guys to tag me and Matt on it, right? He said, Nano, a constant need for credit will constantly leave you in debt. A constant need for credit will leave you in debt. You heard that, right? Matt Rosa. Matt Rosa told me, he said, a constant need for credit will constantly leave you in debt. And you know, when he told me that one time, that I was complaining about my lack of credit, my lack of recognition. I'm like, bro, one day I was just in his house, and obviously these are things, these were things that, obviously these are not things that I publicly voice or anything. But, I was talking to him. I'm like, bro, I feel like I don't get enough credit for everything that I do. I'm waking up every day. I'm doing this. I'm doing calls. I show up when I'm not supposed to be there. I fly out to people's cities. I invest all my money into teams, into leaders. I'm paying for dinners. I'm paying for flights. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I feel like I don't get the credit for it, bro. And I think that's BS. And, these are conversations that I don't talk about this. Remember, you don't complain down, you complain up. I've never had that conversation with none of the leaders in my organization. I only had that conversation with my mentor, right? This is just me being open and vulnerable here on this call. And I'm having this conversation with him, and I'm telling him this. And him, he's just there and he's just listening, and he's looking at me. He's looking at me and he's looking at me and he's looking at me. He's just nodding his head because he understands, me knowing him, he understands exactly where I'm coming from. Bro, it's not easy to invest into people, fly out to their cities, pay for all of these things, and then have people leave. That's the worst part. Like, that's the worst part about it. Like, you have blind faith in these people. Like, there's been times I fly out to people's cities, pay for flights, hotels, food, dinners, everything, and then end up finding out that the person left the business, that they're not going to do the business anymore after you just took the time to invest into them. So when I told him that, he's just there, and obviously, and then he told me that, he said, bro, listen to me. A constant need for credit will constantly leave you in debt. A constant need for credit will constantly leave you in debt. Don't look for the credit, fam. Do it because you love to do it. Do it because you love to do it. And from that day, never complained. Never said anything about what I have to do, because he said, you get to do that, bro. You get to do that. You get to invest into people. You get to fly out to countries and pay for these dinners. You get to do that as a leader. Embrace it. Love it. It's part of the journey. They leave, it's okay. Add them to the list. There's going to be one person one day that you're going to do it for that's going to appreciate it. And that's what we all need to understand. I want you guys to understand this as well. When there's things going on in your life, you have to be the one that takes 100% responsibility for everything that is going on. Whatever is currently going on in your life right now, you have to be the one that takes 100% accountability for what's going on in your life right now. Whether it's good, bad, indifferent, bad, up or down, you must take 1000% responsibility for everything that's going on in your life. Because understand this, write this down. A crisis doesn't make a person, it actually shows what a person is made of. A crisis does not make a person. A crisis actually shows what a person is made of. And that's the facts. Why you think I love when it might sound crazy what I'm about to say, but I love when crises come. You know why? Because it shows me what people are made of. It shows me who's really here with me or not. It shows you who's really made, what someone is really made of. When things get hard, it shows you what certain people are really made of. Who can really keep building while it's still raining? Who's going to keep showing up regardless of what's going on? In the Asian culture, crisis is opportunity, and that's super smart. Right? And this is important, guys, and I want you guys listen to that again. A crisis doesn't make a person. It shows what that person is made of. If you're going through a crisis right now, this is showing you what you are made of. Are you really made of the good things? I remember one mornings when Nano had 2,000-3,000 people on the call every morning. The tough times came. Now we get what, 600, 700 people? So from a group of 2,000, 600, 700, we're able to keep pushing through. Think about that. Look at the numbers. Look at where you are. Give yourself credit. As a matter of self, give yourself a pat on the back. And just know that you made it through. You're still here. You are still here. Give yourself credit for that, family. Sometimes you allow the fact that you're going through a certain situation in your life to cloud you from the idea that you've already accomplished more than most people have. You know how many people quit already? You know how many people are hopeless and have no idea what the next step in their life is going to be, who stop reading, who stop meditating, who stop doing everything. And you are growing through all of this. You won. You are successful. You made it. You made it. Look around. How many people that started with you are actually still here with you? You think that because the money is not in the bank and because the numbers don't show in the back office that you're losing? No, fam, you actually won. The fact is you haven't accepted that you won, and that's why it doesn't look like you're winning. You're still thinking about the losses. You're still thinking about the loss of money, the loss of people, the loss of business, when in reality, you won. You won, but you're telling yourself you lost. That's why you're losing. You understand what I'm saying? Does everybody understand what I just said right there? We already won, but we are convinced in our mind that we lost. So that's why you continue to lose. Because you think that because you don't have the results, you don't have the money, you don't have the rank, you think that you lost, but in reality, we won. We actually won. Remember, perception is reality. Perception is reality. If your perception is that you lost, you lost. If the perception is that you won, you won. We won. We still here. We still show up. We still connected. This is what we've been asking for, right? I want us to all type in the chat box, I won, right? Can everybody type that in the chat box for me? I won. We won. Okay. You got to understand that, guys. This is where it's at. We did it. Everything else will show up next. Everything will show up next. But we already won. You already won. You holding the trophy in your hand right now like this. You looking around, holding up the trophy like, yo, I won. We won. The team won. You know why? Because we still here. When most are not. When most are not. Okay? Now, you got to remember this as well. Right now, if you're going through the struggles and the tough times and you're being tested, God wants to see if you're really committed and if you're going to keep pushing or not. Right now, it's all a test. God is looking at all of his kids like this. He's looking at all of us. He's looking at Patricia. He's looking at Maya. He's looking at Steven. He's looking at Iman, Alyssa, Kaylee, Tiara. He's looking at all of us right now. Johnny, Andrea, Kirsten, Cedric, Eunice. He's looking at all of us like this. Let's see if they're going to keep pushing. Let me see. He's just looking right now. He's just paying attention right now. He's looking at you, KD. He's looking at you, Gabriella. He's looking at you, Jasmine, at Barker, Eli, Jay, Francis, Berta. He's like this with you guys right now. Okay. Let's see how they're going through it. Let's see if they're going to keep praying. Let's see if they're going to keep reading. Let's see if they're going to keep showing up. Let's just see. Let me just test them really quick to see how they act under the pressure. Are they going to stop or are they going to keep going? It's all a test right now. Every single one of us right now is being tested. Every single one of us right now is being tested. All of us, including Nano. He's just looking like this. He says, let's see. And look at what happens, guys. Sometimes God does this. God won't let you continue to build something that's going to fall in the end if you're building it the wrong way. Remember that. God will not let you to continue to build something that's going to fall in the end if you're building it in the wrong way. So what tends to happen is God is going to destroy it so you can become aware of the blind spots and start building again in the right way. But too many people give up after this happens. The storm doesn't come to break you. It comes to make you, listen to this. The storm doesn't come to break you. It comes to make room for bigger and better things. The storm did not come to break you. It came to make room for bigger and better things. This is important. Some of you guys were building it the wrong way. Some of you guys been doing things the wrong way. So God had to destroy it so that you can rebuild it. That's how it works. That's what it is right there for you. Okay. Now, so we can wrap up this training. There's 3 things you got to say to yourself in order for you to encourage yourself during challenges? 3 things you got to say to yourself. I want you guys to write these things down. These are 3 things we must say to ourselves in order for us to encourage ourselves, right? Number 1 is, I am not alone. You're not alone. Look around. Look at how many people we have on this live right now. Look at how many people we have on Instagram, how many people we have on TikTok, how many people are going to watch the recording of this. You're not alone. Leaders are afraid to tell others what's going on. And what tends to happen is you try to keep all the pain inside of yourself, and that can become very lonely. Those moments actually are very lonely. You know how hard it is for you to keep all of that to yourself, keep all that hurt, all that pain to yourself, and not want to share it with anybody? Those moments get very lonely. I'm speaking from experience, okay? I'm speaking from experience. I know how lonely it gets when you're going through those tough times. I've been there with you. I've been there with you. It gets very lonely. It gets very difficult. But remember this: you can't heal what you hide, and you can't fix what you fail to confront. Remember that. You can't heal what you hide, and you can't fix what you fail to confront. We're going to talk J Miles for sure. So this doesn't mean that we go around telling everybody that you're going through something hard. Because remember, at the end of the day, there is people out there that are praying for your downfall. That's the truth. There is people out there that are praying for our downfall. And it's the sad, unfortunate truth. So you don't just go around telling everybody and telling Instagram and everybody your problems. You don't go around. Okay? You don't go around telling people. Because there's people that will get excited that you're going through some hard times. There's people that prayed for them to see you in those positions, and you can't give it to them. But remember this, family. You have to find one person that you can trust and have that conversation. Because like I see all the time, don't feel bad that your family, your friends, and people think that you're crazy. Don't feel bad. Because remember, they can't see what you see. You were given the vision, not them. If you're doing this business or if you're on this journey for money, you won't get very far. Let me just tell you that. If I was doing this for money, bro, I would have been left. If this was about money for me, I would have been left. Listen to this again. If you are doing this for money, you are not going to get very far. Somebody had to tell you. Somebody had to tell you. If you're going to do this for the money, you're not going to get very far. You have to do it for the people. You got to do this for the people. I do this for you guys. This is who I do it for. Regardless of the money that I've made. Remember, guys, I was doing Mornings with Neno when I was broke, had nothing. Working check to check. Nothing. But it wasn't about the money. Nobody paid me every morning to wake up and show up and pour into people. Nobody did that for me. I dedicated hours. You think that Mornings with Neno is only an hour a day, 5 days a week? No. How about the preparation that it takes before Mornings with Neno? The 2 hours of preparation before Mornings with Neno, plus the hour of training. That's about 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. Just for this. I don't get paid for it at all. Yes, now we have MMX coming, but look, I did that for 3 years. Talk about learning to work without pay to then get paid without work. That's the perfect example of it. The goal is to impact, doesn't matter who we impact. And remember this, people prefer to follow a leader who is honest and not perfect. People prefer to follow a leader who is honest, not perfect. I don't ever want you guys to think that Nano is perfect. But what I will always do is I will jump on these calls and I will be honest with you. And I will tell you that I'm going through things. And I will tell you that I've had failure and that I've made mistakes. I don't want you guys to think that Nano jumps on these calls and he's this perfect guy who wakes up early every day and reads every day and does all things right. And he doesn't mess up. He doesn't slip up. I don't want that. I want you guys to see me as being a real one who's always honest. And I can tell you that I'm struggling. And I can tell you that I've gone through things and I've had pains and I've had past experiences. I had to be honest. Honesty is the key. That shows your integrity. Shows a lot about you. And it's important that we understand that. Okay, so remember, you are not alone. You are not alone. Maybe some of you guys need to have some conversations today. Maybe some of us need to find somebody that we can open up to and just be honest with them about. Sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes you just need to let it out. Because what tends to happen is when you hold those emotions inside, they turn into like poison in your body. It's like poison in your body when you hold that pain inside. So whenever you're going through something, remember, number one, you're not alone. Okay, number two, second thing you must tell yourself is that remember that this too shall pass. Nothing lasts forever. We are never down. We're either up or getting back up. Heard that? We are never down. None of us are down. Doesn't matter how down you feel. Doesn't matter how down that bank account looks. We're either up or getting back up. You're either on your way to success or you are successful. You know who's down? The person who's taking no risk. The ones who are staying in bed and not jumping on mornings with Nano. The ones who are not doing their morning routine. Those are the people who are down. But look, some of us are going through it, but look who's here. You're here. You're not allowing what you're going through to stop you. You're here this morning. There were hundreds and thousands of people that could have been on this call this morning, but they decided to stay in bed. They allowed what they were going through to affect them to start the week. You didn't. You here. You're on this call. You're ready to go out and have a week filled with breakthroughs. You're here to have you're ready to go out there and have a week filled with abundance, with just so many amazing things. You're ready to have that week this week. Positive anticipation for everything that's coming for you this week. We all still showed up, regardless of the struggles that we're going through, regardless of the pain that we have going on in our lives. We still showed up. I don't think you understand how powerful that is, and I don't think you understand how much credit you deserve. Just because you're not getting credit from other people does not mean that you don't deserve the credit. Let me tell you from right here, me, Nano, you deserve all the credit in the world. Congratulations. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate you for showing up. You know why? Because even though you're going through what you're going through, you still showed up. Hundreds and thousands of other people didn't show up. You did. Give yourself credit. Pat yourself on the back because you did that. Use this momentum now to go out there and have a phenomenal week. Go out there and let this be the week where you push beyond your limits, beyond the things that you've been pushing through. Put yourself back in that old version of you that used to grind, and put yourself in that position when you were grinding hard, when you were showing up, you were on every call, you were prospecting, you were reading, your morning routine was on point, you were going to the gym every day. I want this week to be that week again for you. If you're not in that mode, I need you to put yourself back in that mode this week. Enough of you allowing the pain to be bigger than you. I want you to leverage the pain and go out there and do the things that you were once good at. Stop allowing these things to keep you down and freeze you from the things that you really want. See yourself pushing through. See yourself on every call. See yourself making profits. See people joining your business. Because remember, at the end of the day, this is going to pass. This too shall pass. That's number 2. And then number 3, so we could wrap it up. We're talking about 3 things that we must say to ourselves to encourage ourselves during challenges. The last thing you must say yourself, and I want you guys to give me an amen after I say this. I want everybody to give me an amen on this. Number 3, if God is for me, who can be against me? Amen. If God is for me, who can be against me? That's the 3rd thing I want you to say to yourself. If God is for me, then who can be against me? Nobody. We got the big homie with us. We have God in our corner. When you magnify God, you minimize your problems. Wow. You heard that one right there? When you magnify God, your problems become minimized. You'll realize that your problems are not even problems. You'll realize that your problems are not even problems. Okay? It's the facts. When you magnify God, you minimize your problems. Remember, God is the one that planned all of this. He's the best planner. He knows what you're going through and why you're going through it. Don't let anybody tell you you're going to fail or lose. He already set this all up for you. All the pain, all the challenges, all of this has a purpose. Don't doubt yourself or God's plan. Everything has been done exactly how he wanted to happen. Everything that's happening in your life, God planned it. So if you're mad and you're frustrated about it, then you're mad at God. Because he planned this for you. He said, I got to put Anna through this. I got to put Carlos through this. I got to put Fads through this. I got to put Iman through this. I got to put Courtney through this. So then what are you so worried about? What happened? He put us through this for a reason. It all has a purpose. We have the best planner in the world on our side. That's what I think about. I'm like, bro, I have the best planner in the world. I look up sometimes and I'm be like, yo, God, man, your plan it's crazy, but I love it. I look up sometimes and I'm like, this is awesome. It makes sense now. And you know what's funny? When you look back and after you get through what you go through, you look back and you know exactly why he did it. That's the best part about it. When we get through those challenges and those tough times, we look back at them and we be like, now I know why he did it. Now I understand why he put me through that. And if you don't believe me, just take a look at some of the tough times that you've gone through in the past and think about it. Doesn't it make sense why you went through that? Didn't you get a massive lesson from what you went through? It's like, wow, I'm so grateful. At the time, it seemed like, bro, this sucks. I can't believe I'm going through this. Like, man. But then when you get through it, you're like, it makes sense why he put me through this. Yes, facts, billionaire's path. We have the small picture. He sees the bigger picture. We only see the smaller one. That's why sometimes you got to see the bigger picture. I'm looking at what I'm going through, and it's like it's such a small thing in the journey compared to this bigger picture that he has for me. I would be crazy. I heard somebody say this the other day, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. He was like, bro, the last thing I would want is to die and see the best version of myself looking at me like, bro, you stopped and look at who you could have become. Somebody told me that the other day. He said, bro, one of my biggest fears is me dying and me meeting the best version of myself and seeing who I could have became. And I'm like, wow, that's facts, bro. That's facts. Imagine you seeing the best version of yourself and looking at who you are right now and being like, bro, you're going to stop now and look at what you could become. It's harsh, but it's the truth. It's the truth. When he said that to me, and he's one of those individuals that just very raw, straight up, very raw and straight up. He was like, bro, like if you were to meet the best version of yourself right now, trust me, you will not stop, because you would see who you're gonna become, and he would tell you yourself, like the best version of Nano will look at me and be like, bro, look at who you're gonna become. Look at what the life that you're gonna have access to if you don't stop. You better not stop. You better not stop, because this is what you're going to become in the next few years if you keep pushing. And yes, you're going to be challenged. And yes, these things are going to happen in your life, but you keep pushing. And that's what is going to happen. It's already done for us. It's already done for us. This is the week of massive breakthroughs. This is the week of quantum leaps. This is the week when everything is going to change for us. All of it will change for us, but we got to believe it, fam. All right. So I encourage you to push through. I encourage you to go out there and do things that you've never done this week. I encourage you to reach out to that prospect. I encourage you to forgive. I encourage you to wake up earlier this week. I encourage you to go work on your summer body this week and continue it forward. I encourage you to reach out to that person that you need to forgive and forgive them. I encourage you to do the things that you've never done so that you can get the things that you've never had, family. All right. So with that being said, that wraps up today's call. Okay. Put a 3 in the chat box if you needed to hear today's message. Right? If you needed to hear today's message, put a 3 in the chat box. All right? Because I needed to hear this. I taught it and I said it, but I needed it just as much as you guys needed it. All right? Great message this morning. And it wasn't a message for us to feel bad or for you to, feel down on yourself or doubt yourself. No. This was a message to light a fire in you. This was a message to make you aware of where you are and show you what you're capable of. This was a message for you to stop playing with your potential and not allow yourself to go into this week with any of the problems or issues that life has thrown at you. This is a week for you to really push and really make some changes. And some of us, and if not, all of us needed to hear this message. Every single one of us on this call needed to hear this message. It was like God just placed it on me. He said, here, Nano, this is what you need to talk about today. Everybody on the call needs to hear this. All right, fam. So that wraps up today's call. Thank you guys so much for hopping on today's call. It was phenomenal. It's been great. I am so excited for all of us and the growth that we are about to experience for the rest of this summer. Everything is working in our favor. Remember, guys, we just started the second quarter. We're only 2 weeks into the second quarter. So put yourself in that position to receive. Put yourself in that position to go out there and become that best version of yourself. We still have a lot to go. Just focus on one day at a time. How can you give today the best version of you? What can you do today that can absolutely take yourself to a whole nother level? All right, fam. So I'm gonna do a quick prayer for us before we go. Everybody, everybody bow your heads and let's do a quick prayer really fast. All right. Father God, thank you so much for waking us up on this beautiful Monday morning filled with your grace and your abundance. We are extremely thankful for everything that you're doing for us each and every single day, for the leader that you are in our lives, for just the amount of love and gratitude that you give us on a day-to-day basis. We are just so thankful because we know that we have somebody by our side and we feel your presence every single day on these calls. And today was felt more than ever because you spoke right through me to the family and you encouraged us to go out there and do the things that we haven't done. You encouraged us to do things that, at the time may have been holding us back, but we got to go out there and do it because we got to trust your plan. And we know that you designed everything that is happening in our lives to happen the way that it's happening right now so that we can grow, so that we can become better, so that we can see who's really here with us. And this crisis and everything that's happening in our lives is showing us what we are really made of. And I can see you right now smiling down at us, God, because we are still here. We won. We kept pushing regardless of the struggles, the challenges, the pain. We are still here showing up every single day, Father. And I can see the smile and I can feel your smile, Father. So thank you so much for being the leader that you are in our lives. Thank you for the wisdom that you continue to provide us with, because if it wasn't for you, none of this would be possible. So we want to just give you all the thanks and all the praise and all the glory, because none of this will be possible if it wasn't for you, God. So thank you. Continue to be a leader in our life. Continue to stand by our side and hold our hands through this journey, because we are following you, God, and we have nothing but trust and faith in where you are taking us, God. And we are just going to continue to follow and be the example that we want to see in other people. So let's go out there and have a great week filled with love, appreciation, a week filled with breakthroughs and quantum leaps that we need in our lives, because trust me, it's going to be a great week, Father. So we love you. We appreciate you. And in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. 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 Okay, guys. So we won. And I'm just excited for this week and everything that this week is about to bring us. We got the whole family on the call here on IG as well. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. And let's have a great day, fam. I'm excited for everything. Everything that we're going through is a blessing. It's nothing but up from here, fam. So I'm gonna be here in New York for probably like a week or two, maybe, and then I'm gonna head out to some other places that I gotta visit. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope all of you have a blessed rest of your day. Go out there and do things that you've never done so that you could get things you've never had. And I'll see you guys back here tomorrow for another episode of Mornings with Nano. God bless. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't subscribed to it yet. Like this video as well. If you haven't liked this video, leave a comment below as to what you got from this video. I just got off a call on Friday about MMX. We plan on releasing everything and finalizing everything to launch in August. So save up your money, get it ready. I'll keep you guys updated on any updates and everything that happens throughout the weeks. But with that being said, remember 4 p.m. today, we have Taking Our Talents to Europe. Put that on your schedule. It's going to be a super, super dope, week filled with a lot of value. All right, fam. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode of Mornings with Nano. Let's rock, fam. Love y'all.